All right, guys, we are back for our fourth segment of the night where we'll be talking about my top 10 best golfers in the world. And I do have a little slideshow graphic of this to show you guys as we go through it. These are my opinions. This is based off of what I see in these guys when they come out to golf, who I believe can win. This is what I base it off, is who I believe can win a tournament at any moment, from 1 to 10 here. So we're going to start off with our number 10. Sorry, I'm clicking on the wrong one. There it is. My number 10 right now, Sahith Theegala. What an amazing PGA Championship it is for this young man. He was a rookie last year. He has been amazing since he stepped on tour, and he has been great this year. He is in the top 10 of the FedEx Cup standing. For this year, he is the world number 11 golfer, if I'm not mistaken. He has been very, very impressive this year. In his sophomore season on tour, what more can I say about this guy? So impressive. He holds himself to such a high standard. He is such a great individual, very happy all the time. He can really win any tournament, and I think we see him break through very, very soon here and go on a little bit of a run, because what does this guy not do well? His iron game is amazing. His approach shots are amazing, and his driving has been what really lacks most, but that has been great this year. He's been very, very accurate, hitting a lot of fairways this year. So he is my number 10 golfer in the world, and number 9 is... Alright, I mess up the pronunciation every time. Byung-Hun An, I believe, is how you pronounce it. I looked it up. I try so hard. This guy, what a model professional he is on the PGA Tour. He has been amazing this entire year. He was a contender, not a contender, but he played very well last week at the Wells Fargo Championship at Quails Hollow. Didn't have the best PGA Championship, but he does make the cut for it. I believe he finished around 6 or 5 under in the PGA Championship, so he didn't have a bad week by any means. He has been great on tour this year. I believe he is around 6th in the FedEx Cup standings. So yeah, he has been very impressive, been very consistently in the top 10s and top 5s this year. So Byung-Hun An is my number 9 golfer in the world. Number 8 now comes at Max Homa. The former, I believe he's gotten all the way up to world golfer number 3. He is an amazing golfer with, I believe he has 1 major to his name, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong in that one, but I believe he does have 1 major to his name. Max Homa has been amazing ever since he entered the tour. Last year had an amazing season. This year, unfortunately, he has not been able to relight that spark. However, you can really expect this guy to win on tour any given weekend. So that's why Max Homa is my number 8 golfer in the world right now. I have him above Sahith Theegala and Byung-Hun An because he has proven for longer that he is a consistent, amazing player on tour. Those guys, sorry. Those guys have not. Those guys have not been able to show that as long as Max Homa has. So that's why he's number 8. Number 7. It is Viktor Hovland, last year's FedEx Cup champion. Before this season, he would probably have been my number 3 world golfer, or number 3 best golfer in the world. It probably went before this season. Scotty Scheffler won. Rory McIlroy 2, Viktor Hovland 3. However, he has fallen a little bit. He is now number 7 midway through this season. Why do I say Viktor Hovland number 7? Because he has not been great this year. However, We know him to be an amazing golfer. We know him to always be contending. He was second in the PGA Championship last year, won the Memorial last year, won a couple more events last year, won the FedEx Cup, and now this year looking for his first major, and he definitely can get it at the U.S. Open in June or the Open Championship later in this summer. Victor Hovland, of course, has been very impressive his entire golfing career. The 26-year-old in his third season on tour, absolutely lighting the tour, ablazing, winning the FedEx Cup last year, now on his third year. As I mentioned earlier in this podcast, he did not have the same swing coach that led him to the FedEx Cup Championship last year, but this year, going back to him, we see results at the PGA Championship, now third there. I believe the wins will start stacking back up for this amazing young man, Victor Hovland. The 26-year-old can definitely win any week. Number 6, Wyndham Clark, winning last year's Wells Fargo Championship, winning last year's U.S. Open, winning his first major last year. Wyndham Clark deserves number 6, although not having the best year this year. The 6, 7, and 8 really was the tier of these guys. I know these guys are amazing tour players, not having the best seasons. So I have Wyndham Clark above the other guys because he has the best results of this year. This guy is one of the best players around the greens, one of the best putters on tour, and he won the U.S. Open last year, so he deserves a top 10 spot, and he gets it at number 6. Wyndham Clark, what a professional of golf. You see it in the Netflix show Full Swing, that he goes through his struggles, but he definitely can win on tour any given week, and he proved it at the U.S. Open, he proved it at the Wells Fargo last year, and he's proven it at times throughout this year, been in contention, of course, been great all season, does not make the cut of the PGA Championship, if I'm not mistaken, but you'll definitely see him bounce back in other tournaments. Number 6, Wyndham Clark. Number 5, Colin Morikawa. Former major champion. He's been, he's been a mainstay of the of major tournaments for a very long time now. He's been a mainstay of the tournaments for a very long time now, and Colin Morikawa deserves the 5th spot on this list. He was a contender at the PGA Championship going. He was really Xander Schauffele's biggest competitor for this weekend, despite Bryson DeChambeau ending at 20 under. Colin Morikawa was up there on the leaderboards after day 2 and day 3. Of course, going into the final pairing on Sunday as well with Xander Schauffele. Colin Morikawa definitely could have won this one, had a bad Sunday, and that's why he did not. But you can expect him to be back on top of the mountain here soon. Colin Morikawa has been an amazing golfer his entire career, and he definitely can win on tour any given week. Number 4 now, Ludwig Aberg. He is the biggest riser from the beginning of this year. He definitely was not even on the list at the beginning of this year. Now he's number 4. Great showing at the Masters. Didn't do so well at the PGA Championship, but I still expect him to be a contender in majors for a very long time. He has what I consider to be the most perfect swing on tour. This guy, all aspects of his game is amazing. He can work on controlling the greens a little bit better, controlling his approach shots on where to aim on the greens, but that does come with a veteranship that comes with time on tour, and he will definitely get there. The 24-year-old has been fantastic on tour, still looking for his first, but he's going to get it very soon. Ludwig Aberg is my number 4 golfer, over the likes of Colin Morikawa, Max Homa, Wyndham Clark, Victor Hovland. It's Ludwig Aberg, who absolutely deserves it. He's been amazing. And then Rory McIlroy is the number 3 golfer, winning at Quails Hollow, winning at the Zurich Classic. He has not won on in a major in a very long time. That's why he's number 3, and the 2 guys ahead of him are ahead of him. Of course, Rory McIlroy. Still, if I were to pick anybody, not Scottie Scheffler, to win a tournament tomorrow, it's Rory McIlroy. That's why he's still so high. He deserves to be so high. However, he proves once again that he can't do it at the major. Had some problems going into this weekend, so how much of that was really him being unable, not focused in on this weekend, we won't know, and we don't know. Sorry. But Rory McIlroy deserves the number 3 spot. He is the world number 3 golfer, I believe, in the latest updates. So he's my personal number 3 golfer as well. Number 2, it's Xander Schauffele. This picture on the left that you guys see right here is Xander Schauffele winning the Wanamaker. This is him holding the Wanamaker, and this is, this is the reaction I was talking about earlier. It meant the world to him to win at Valhalla. We see how much it meant to him to get that first major championship at 30 years old. He's playing some absolute amazing golf, and he 100% deserves to be the number 2 golfer in the world in my latest rankings. Xander Schauffele, number 2. His irons are the second best on tour, and that's saying something with the number 1 guy being one of the best irons that we've seen since maybe even prime Tiger Woods. So Xander Schauffele doing it in many aspects of his game, very accurate with the driver, amazing around the greens. He showed that this weekend, was fantastic at putting this weekend, absolutely amazing, and that's really what led him to win at Valhalla. Xander Schauffele, my number 2 golfer in the world right now, and number 1, everybody knows it. This ain't going to change for a very long time. Scottie Scheffler is the best golfer in the world. The 27-year-old has been fantastic ever since he entered the PGA and has been fantastic his entire career. Scottie Scheffler is the best golfer in the world, and it's not even close. He is the best with irons. He's the best around the greens. He's the best tee to green player in golf. The only thing that is lacking in his game is putting, and this year his putting has been amazing. I believe he's been like a top 30 putter on tour this year. Scottie Scheffler, what an impressive individual. He can win any week. It took him getting arrested, not actually, but it took him getting arrested for him not to win a major. He's so good that we were talking about him winning the Grand Slam this year, and those were legitimate conversations that people were having, and they weren't crazy. So Scottie Scheffler, the world number 1, just going back through my 1 to 10. Scottie Scheffler 1, Xander Schauffele 2, Rory McIlroy coming in at 3. Number 4 was Ludwig Aberg. Number 5, Colin Morikawa. Number 6 was Wyndham Clark. 7, Victor Hovland. 8, Max Homa. Number 9, Byung-Hun An. And number 10, Sahith Theegala. Those are my top 10 golfers in the world. We did leave off all of the LIV golfers because they don't play enough golf, in my opinion, to be in the top 10. And we see that usually in the majors when they do come on to tour. I did give consideration to Brooks Koepka, who I believe is the best LIV golfer. But I still went with the guys that kind of prove it week in and week out instead of only 4 times a year. So number 1, Scottie Scheffler absolutely deserves it. When I get back, we're gonna probably have a quick segment while we're talking about Austin Reeves and his attempt at the Korn Ferry Tour on Monday.